We move on to Neolithic Age. This period marks the beginning of agriculture and animal domestication. Early evidence of the Neolithic period is found in the Fertile Crescent region of Egypt and Mesopotamia, the Indus region, the Gangetic Valley, and in China. Neolithic Age. Humans improved their lifestyle. Mud houses were built. They grew crops, invented wheels, gave up nomadic life and settled down, transferred from food gatherers to food producers. Main features. In the Neolithic age, human beings learned how to domesticate animals and cultivate plants. Improved stone implements were used. The stone tools were shaped and polished. The humans were used digging sticks to till the soil. Stone sickles were used to reap the crops. Their axes were larger and attached to wooden handles. Stone knives were used to cut plants, fruits, and meat. Bone tools were also used. Beginning of trade. Trade, what do you mean by trade, children? The business of buying and selling or exchanging items is called as trade. The village became self-sufficient. Everything needed was produced in village. Payments for services were made in kind and not in cash. For example, potter got food grains in exchange for pots and vice versa. This system of exchange of goods is called barter system. This map shows where the prehistoric people have settled in India. Dwellings, hut of mud and stone, roof plastered with mud, wall paintings were made beautifully, village life, the concept of property was adopted. Religion. Early humans were afraid of lightning, thunder, seasonal changes, and natural calamities. They saw them as mysteries that were beyond their control. So they began to worship the forces of nature and sky. Sun, rain, thunder, lightning, etc. became their good gods. Ceremonies were performed to please them. People began to bury the dead. Items of daily use such as pottery, tools, weapons, food, etc. were placed in the graves. This suggests that they may have believed in afterlife. Food and dress. Art of spinning and weaving developed. Clothes made of skins of animals and bark of trees were replaced by cotton and woolen clothes. They learned to make curd, butter, and ghee. How did agriculture start? The discovery of agriculture took place about 11,000 years ago. Human beings observed that plants grew when the seeds fell on the ground. This is how agriculture started. The fertile soil deposited by the river on its banks helped the growth of agriculture. People prefer to live on river banks as it was better for adaptation. As a result of domestication and cultivating plants, there was an excess food production. Humans also observed that grains buried in the soil grew and yielded food crops. Dogs, sheep, goat, and cattle were domesticated. Milk, meat, skins were used. Bullocks, donkeys, and horses were used to plow the fields. Invention of wheel. Major milestone in the evolution of human was the invention of wheel. It made a great transformation and made life easier and more comfortable. Potter's wheel was used to make better pottery. Later, wheel was used for transportation and for carrying loads. This picture shows the cave painting at Edakal Cave near Kerala. Next comes pottery, stored grains, water, and food. It was found in various shapes and sizes. Pots were decorated with floral design and geometrical patterns. Settlements and early villages. Agriculture and domestication of animals made them to have a settled life. Mud houses with thatched roofs were built. They began to live in groups in small villages. Human life became more organized. Division of division of labor. Humans now lived a settled life. This led to occupation and specialized labor. Agriculture was the main occupation. Apart from that, they also had fishermen and shepherds. Hunting became a sport. It became necessary to have a code of conduct to regulate and control the activities of people. So they had well adopted social life. Rules were established. The oldest, wisest, and strongest man in the village was chosen as the village headman. He maintained law and order in the village. He protected the people from enemies. Copper Stone Age or Chalcolithic Age. Both copper and stones were used. This age was a period of transition, marked the end of the New Stone Age and the beginning of the Age of Metals. Main features: the first metal discovered by human was copper. Implements such as axes, knives, swords, and spearheads were better and more useful than stone tools. This is the excavational site at Cattle Hog. Humans learned the art of making copper alloy. Alloy is nothing but mixing copper with the tin to form a harder and stronger metal called bronze. Society and economy. Rural settlement, they had rural settlement. They were self-sufficient in food production. And at the end of the Chalcolithic Age is the beginning of Iron Age. A major advancement occurred in the history of humans with the discovery of iron. It is harder than copper and bronze. So, iron implements were used in the field of agriculture and in the field of battle. Prehistoric Tamilaham. We are going to compare now Tamilaham with the rest of the part of India as well as in the world. Now, prehistoric period in Tamilaham. Lower Paleolithic culture in Tamil Nadu. Stone tools were produced in Tamil Nadu. These tools were found near Chennai region at Athirampakkam. The archaeological excavations suggest that people lived here about 1.5 to 2 million years ago. Kosastalayare River is one of the major cradles of human ancestor in the world. The people also lived here belong to the species of Homo erectus. The tools were found at Pallavaram, Gudiyam Cave, Vadamadurai and Parikulam. Middle Paleolithic Age. Coarse, flakes, scrapers, knives, hand axes and cleavers were used. These tools were smaller in size. Evidences can be observed at T. Pudupatti, Tanjore, Ariyalur, Salem, Dharmaburi and in Trichy. Artifacts have been found. What do you mean by artifact? Artifacts are nothing but man-made objects. Okay. Next, during this period, they started to domesticate animals. Polished tools were used. Cattle rearing was their main occupation. They lived in small villages with houses made of thatched roofs. Iron Age is also known as Megalithic Age. Iron Age was a formative period and foundation for Sangam Age was laid. They had knowledge of metallurgy and pottery making. Metallurgy is nothing but extracting metals from the ores. They used iron and bronze objects and gold ornaments also. Shells and beads ornaments were also used. The evidences for Iron Age is found at Adichanallur in Thuthukudi, Sanur near Madurantakam, Sittanavasal near Pudukottai. Megalithic burial sites are also found in Tamil Nadu. Agriculture and pastoralism. Main occupation of Tamilians was agriculture. Apart from that, they also domesticated cattle and sheep. Millets and rice were cultivated. They had adopted very well irrigation system. This picture shows cave painting. Society and polity. The society had farming communities, pastoralists, hunters and gatherers. Craft specialists, potters and blacksmiths also were there. They led a very well organized way of pastoral life. Iron technology and metal tools. The megalithic burials have abundant iron objects placed in the burials as grave goods. Weapons such as swords and daggers, axes, chisels, lamps, and tripod stands are also found. The iron tools were used for agriculture, hunting, gathering, and in battles. We live in the age of information technology. The mobile phones have literally put the world on our fingertips. The knowledge that we possess now did not emerge all of a sudden. The foundation of our modern life was facilitated by our ancestors. We have to accept prehistoric people were the pioneers of creative knowledge. From the artifacts and the languages they developed, we are able to understand how intelligent they were. Thank you, children. I hope that you have understand the lesson very well and do the MCQ test as well as file the activities which were given at the end of this slide.